You're going to want to know about the three types of capital because you're going to want to know what they are, how much of each you have, and how you can deploy them to your benefit. Acquiring and deploying real capital on behalf of you and your family and those that you hold dear, because that's going to help you be way more successful. Broke to billionaire in inside of a year, if you deploy it properly.
Welcome to the Thought Leader Revolution with Nicky. Join the revolution. There's never been a better time in history to speak your truth, find your freedom, and make your fortune. Each week, we interview the world's top thought leaders and learn the secrets of how they built a 6 to 7 figure practice. This episode has been brought to you by eCircleAcademy.com, the proven system to add 6 to 7 figures a year to your thought leader practice.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the podcast, The Thought Leader Revolution. I'm your host, Nicky, and we're doing another incredible Thought Leader Nugget number 107. And today is a very important, very special episode because it's about the three types of capital. And the man who brought this to my attention is the late, great Stefan Aarnio. And you're going to want to know about the three types of capital because you're going to want to know what they are. You're going to want to know how much of each you have and how you can deploy them to your benefit. The first type of capital is real capital, i.e. cash, investments, liquid stuff. This basically is what you can use to buy and sell things. Cash, investments, real estate, this is all real capital. Important stuff. Part of helping you grow your success is acquiring and deploying real capital on behalf of you and your family and those that you hold dear, because that's going to help you be way more successful. Number 2, intellectual capital. In other words, your intellectual property, your expertise. Now that's something that I know quite a bit about. In fact, my primary program, the Branded Thought Leader Immersion Workshop, my flagship program, is all about helping you determine and create what type of intellectual capital you have and to actually utilize that to monetize your expertise. And if you are currently not monetizing your expertise, if you are not monetizing what you know, if you haven't deployed intellectual capital out there, if you haven't actually created IP, written books, done podcasts, stuff that's valuable for people and helps them solve problems, then that's not good. You're not taking advantage of one of the very most important types of capital there is. And my advice to you is, if you're not properly deploying your intellectual capital because you either don't have it or you have it but you're not properly deploying it, we need to talk. We need to talk yesterday so we get you starting to do that. Because deploying intellectual capital, your IP, can help you add 1 to 2 zeros to your income in 12 to 36 months. You heard me right. You can add 1 to 2 zeros, even 3 zeros to your income in 12 to 36 months through the proper deployment of your intellectual capital. Okay? And the third type of capital is social capital. That's your network. That's who you know. And I got to tell you, I wrote a book about this called The Power of Connecting, how to profitably serve your network. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Your social capital may be the most important type of capital of all. If you're somebody who has a great network, kudos to you. But if you're somebody who has a great network and you're not properly deploying that in order to create success for yourself and others, man, that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay? It's super important for you to go out there, cultivate relationships, build those relationships, and utilize those relationships to generate more money. Out of using my social capital, over the last decade, I have personally generated several $1 million for myself, and I've generated tens of millions of dollars for others through deploying my social capital and connecting people with one another. One of the beautiful things about having strong social capital is that it can allow you to go from tragic to magic, from broke to rich in a single deal. And I say something, this is a very powerful Nickyism. You are one great relationship from a transformational change and shift in your business that could change the trajectory of your entire business and your entire life. One great relationship. And that is the power of social capital. Social capital can take you from broke to billionaire in inside of a year if you deploy it properly. So here's what I want you to do. Write down 3 columns. One of them is real capital, the other is intellectual capital, the other is social capital. And then what I want you to do is under real capital, write down all the real capital you have. Cash, investments, real estate, crypto, etc. Write it all out. And then go to intellectual capital and write out all the IP you've created. Books, podcasts, podcast guest appearances, programs, you name it, write it all out. And then finally, go to the social capital column and write out all the key and major relationships you have with people and how those relationships have been beneficial to you in your life and in your business. You do that, you'll have a great sense of where you are now. If you want to know how to deploy these forms of capital better in order to make you even more successful in your life, reach out to me by going to ecircleacademy.com/appointment. Let's jump on a call. Let's have a conversation absolutely free of charge. We'll do a 3 types of capital audit for you. All right. Look, if this was valuable and beneficial for you, give us a like, give us a rating, give us a review, share this with somebody else who needs to hear the message, and make sure that you take advantage of all the energy, the power, the passion, and the incredible information that I'm bringing to you through the Thought Leader Revolution. I'm Nicky Ballou. I am one of the world's truly smartest, most powerful thought leaders, and I've got one of the best social networks in the world. By listening to this, you're part of my social network, and you are benefiting from my IP. So make sure that you're taking advantage of this and you're helping other people do the same. And that's a wrap. Until next time, goodbye.
This episode has been brought to you by ecircleacademy.com, the proven system to add 6 to 7 figures a year to your thought leader practice.